Welcome to Man Reacts. Do you ever wonder why so many marriages fail? Do you think about the reasons why men and women choose to spend their lives together in elaborate wedding ceremonies, but then break it off after a couple of heated arguments? Do you ever think about the mistakes men make in marriage? And if you do, then what do you think are some of the biggest mistakes men make? Let's discover the main mistakes men make in marriage and how to avoid them at all costs. As you know, being a man is not easy and was never meant to be. Throughout history, men have held the responsibility to protect, provide, and persevere. They were responsible for the protection of their tribe and family, their women and children, and their lands. They were responsible to provide for their families. This included food and water, clothes, and a roof over their heads. And throughout all of this, men were to persevere and fight off enemies, dangerous predatory animals, disease, and whatnot. Their women knew their role was to care for the children and maintain a comfortable home for their men to have a happy and comfortable life. We can see throughout history that whenever men and women have adhered to the roles prescribed to them by nature, they have lived good lives without disruption of peace from infighting or problems with the opposite gender in marriage. Today, all of that has changed. Not only are men, and especially women, not aligned with their own natural purpose, but they are also being spoon-fed a woke anti-male narrative that creates hate for men and eventually takes over men's responsibilities in society. On top of that, the entire legal system is designed to work against men and not consider their input in society or the fact that women can use a jaded legal system to advance their own interests. Due to the serious legal ramifications of marriage in the present day, many men find it impossible to even consider getting married. The ones that do make the biggest mistake of not knowing about it. So, the biggest mistake men make in marriage is not understanding how the system is rigged against them. Men now face very high risk and little reward from marriage as a result of how family law has developed and changed over time. That is one of the main problems men have with marriage and the reason why more and more men are avoiding it. Family law has really advanced to the point where it is very high risk but a poor return for men and low risk but a great reward for women, particularly if they want to leave it. In fact, 80% of divorces are initially started by women. This was something stated by Jordan Peterson in a recent video I came across, and the surprising bit is that quite a bit of those divorces is pre-planned for financial reasons. We all understand that even half of the divorce is pretty much the end of it all. As a result, if you find yourself in a married situation, and it doesn't even have to be marriage, the state will recognize that as a common law marriage, even if you live together for a sufficient amount of time, like in many Western countries. They will also regard your breakup as a marriage since, by law, they treat it as a marriage. It then includes child custody arrangements and marital assets that are intended to benefit women. Why should a guy get married when they see so many other men lose their parental rights to women who don't care about the children? They just end up losing a major chunk of their paycheck, sending money to their ex-wife, and then seeing how severely their relationship with their own children deteriorates. For a good reason, such women are referred to as divorce machines. I'm not sure whether there is a solution or a method to get around the fact that men are purposefully avoiding marriage. As several guys have often asked me, how can you satisfy the biological want to pass on your seed? By nature, men are designed to scatter their seed, while women are designed to basically seek the highest value men whom they can intertwine with, raise children, utilize their resources, and manage their resources for the good of family and community. Although there are two distinct dynamics, the status of family law is so dismal that it is just not sane from any point of view for a man to live in a situation that the state considers to be a married arrangement. Why would you put yourself in a position where the state might decide what happens to your assets, monthly income, and parental access? In addition, family law is constructed in a way that disincentives women from acting fairly or in the children's best interests. Family law works against men. This is also part of the problem. Family law is intended to maximize women's hypergamous nature. They are always seeking upgrades to where they are at. I'm aware that some women may point out that their divorces didn't go that way and that they had to pay the man. Yes, that can also happen at times, especially when the case is too obvious for the whole world to see, when a woman is trying to basically take all of his resources, even when the guy had practically done nothing wrong to her, not cheated on her, not abused her, not given her love, care, and attention. So when this sort of case occurs, the judges sometimes rule in the guy's favor, although that's a one-off instance. However, because of the nature of the intimacy market and how men and women connect, guys frequently find themselves in situations where they meet attractive women who end up marrying them, meaning that when they get get married, the guys are a few points higher than them. However, when the divorce occurs, she wants to maintain her position and hence retaliates through the divorce, and as a result ends up with his finances and assets. In the end, it comes down to the fact that males struggle to satisfy their biological urges, and women are doing nothing to change it. I saw this with a sense of obligation because women also feel entitled to men's resources, and men don't complain about that. They try to live up to that expectation. However, for women, what a man wants just doesn't matter. As an example, the indigenous couldn't accomplish much with their spears and wooden arrows when the white European settlers arrived in North America and began to use their cannons and rifles against them. They were at a disadvantage. That's the situation men face in marriage. The whole legal system is designed to fire missiles at them, while they're only given sticks to defend themselves. Women have a distinct upper hand in the intimacy marketplace, and the only way things will get better is if the guys are also given incentives. In order to address this issue, men must be offered incentives during this process if we want things to get better, and for men to not avoid marriage in our society. So, men have realized that the game is rigged against them. With marriage, men are taking a huge risk, which includes losing their life savings, their house, their cars, their income, and their self-esteem. And the legal system is crafted in such a way that women are given the benefit at every corner and from every angle, while men are assumed to be the perpetrators of disharmony in the relationship, and hence, they are required to compensate for it by financing women for the rest of their lives. Conclusively, in order to avoid making the mistake of getting into a marriage with the wrong woman who doesn't share the same values or wants to use the legal system as a threat against men, men must not at any cost marry someone who is capable of using the system against them. And how do they make sure don't? Well, they need to raise the bar of the type of women they want a relationship with, and not sign a marriage contract just because they're attracted to someone. The way women expect men to be perfect, it's time men demand the same from women. What do you guys think? How can one avoid this mistake in marriage? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more content from Man Reacts.